Hold on. Hold on. Now we should be good.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, I hear my background.
Let's begin. All right.
Okay.
All right, Shalawam. Before we begin, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Yahawashi,
BAHASHAM, Yahawashi,
BAHASHAM,
BAHASHAM,
Qadash,
Qadash,
and double honors to the elders at Great Millstone and Shalawam. Wabarakam to the elect of the nation of Israel. And we're going to go into the parable of the talents. Okay, found written in Matthew 25. We're going to read verse 14 through 30, and Lord willing, it's edifying. All right.
God.
Babakashak, you grab that word talent first before we start reading, and we're gonna grab the word talent in the KJV. Then we could go to the NOT and read the NOT from verse 14.
God. For this word talent, I'm gonna go ahead and play it right quick.
Strong's G 5007. Talenton.
So for talenton, it represents a talent, a sum of money weighing a talent and varying in different states. A talent of silver in Israel weighed about 100 pounds.
That's it. That's it.
God. Yeah. So it represents like a spiritual money.
And it was I believe it was like a Roman talent, or because talent is written in the Old Testament. It was like gold, silver, but I believe at that time it was like a Roman type of coins or whatever type of money it was. All right, I gotta look more into that. All right, we can start at verse 14.
Okay, this will be Matthew chapter 25 and verse 14 in the NLT. Again, the kingdom of heaven can be illustrated by the story of a man going on a long trip. He called together his servants and entrusted his money to them while he was gone.
Right, so this is like a business, right? This is like a business. Okay, so he went on a long trip, right? It's like, and you're entrusting your servants, you're giving your servants a certain amount of responsibility to watch over the business while he's gone or while you're gone.
Correct.
And that's what this is saying. Okay, so Yahawashi is like that. Like he's entrusting us with this business. Okay, because you can't just trust anybody with your business, because you want your business to expand and to grow, right, and to flourish, right? So we're gonna go back into all of that, but you got it.
Got it. Verse 15. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last.
So he gave 5 bags of silver to one guy, right? So this one guy, that the boss, because Yahawashi is our boss, our big brother, our big boss. All right, our boss. He could trust somebody with this amount. Okay, I trust this guy here. Okay, I trust this guy here because I know that he could invest my money. He could flip my money. All right, he can invest. All right, because in this truth, you have a certain amount, a measure, a certain amount of every man to their severability. Let me get that.
God. Before you pull that up,
you know what? Every man to their severability.
I just quickly wanted to mention, since it's like in reference to a business,
right?
Yahawashi wants assets. He wants something that's going to continue to increase, and versus a liability. A liability, that's going to be something that's not going to work well in a business. It has the ability to destroy the business. So that's why, we had to be assets.
Now, this is also, my bad. It is the verse to read. Go ahead, Dang, that's crazy. I missed it, but it's in a KJV. It says here, and unto one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, and to another 1, to every man according to his several ability. So everyone has their own ability. You're not another brother. Brothers have different spirits, okay? One brother might be given a certain amount. Another brother might be given a certain amount. Another brother might be given less than you, all right? Every brother doesn't like in a job field, like you have a foreman, you have people under him, and you have people under them, and like that, like the chain of command. Everything is it's balanced here. You fulfill your lot, I fulfill my lot, they fulfill their lot. Everyone is not the same. Every brother is not going to be given the same amount or the same measure of faith, which I'll grab that one. I believe that's Romans chapter 12 and verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God, Yahawah, hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office. And that's straight to the point.
So continuing with Matthew 25, verse 15.
It's like a boss, right? If he sees a guy he's a good worker, he's going to give you a more of a responsibility. And if he sees, this guy can't do it, like he doesn't work like this guy, I'm going to give him a little less. Well, this guy, I'm going to give him a little less than him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, this guy keeps calling out. So let me go ahead and cut his hours. Let me cut his hours because he ain't performing.
Right. Some guys, exactly.
Matthew 25, verse 15, he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to the.
And we're going to know, and we're going to find out why he gave that last servant 1 bag of silver. Right? He already, Yahawashi already had his eyes on him, like, watch, he ain't going to do nothing with that. I'll give it, maybe he'll flip it, but let's see what he does with the money. Just like like boss things. This guy right here is not too useful. I don't know, man. He got his hands in his pockets. He doesn't want to work. Everyone is doing his job for him.
This is continuing. It says dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He's then left on his trip. Verse 16, the servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earn 5 more.
Right, so he did his job. So he's investing, all right? Let me look up that word invest. Google search and invest. It says expend, or to expound money with the expectation of achieving a profit or material result by putting it into financial plans, shares, or property, or by using it to develop a commercial venture, put money into, sink money into, lay out money on, endow. Okay, that's straight to the point.
That's funny. I looked it up on the etymology. It says use money to produce profit. And then when you look up that word profit in the etymology, it says benefit, spiritual benefit, advantage.
That's perfect, God. That's perfect definition. That's perfect. There is spiritual benefits that comes with this truth. If you're doing your job, hey, look, the Lord loves that, man. He doesn't love no slothful servant. A guy that's all slothful. Nope. A guy that just doesn't want to. He has the ability to go out there on the streets and teach. He has the ability to even be a helper, but he just doesn't want to do that. He just wants to stay at home. Okay, he doesn't want to make no signs up. He doesn't want to carry signs to camp. All right, I'm saying if you have a car, that's something different. But if you know what I'm saying, it's like you got guys out there that just don't. I gotta go out there. They don't want to perform the task that was given to them. We're here to perform. And Yahawashi said what? He's about his father's business. So we have to think that same way too. We got to be about our father's business. You just can't call yourself a prophet and not do the job of a prophet. A prophet has a job. An apostle has a job to fulfill. A disciple has a job to learn. right? He has a job to fulfill. You know, you have helpers, you have different members of the body, and all work out together. Everything is like that perfect combination of things. You know, it connects perfectly. You know, we all have a job to fulfill. You know.
Now, to back you up, I'm going to grab this precept. This is Proverbs 26:13. The slothful man saith, there is a lion in the way, a lion is in the streets.
Right.
Which backs up that spirit that's on a slothful man. They make an excuse to not perform. But jumping back.
Babakasha, could you grab Romans 12:11 as well?
God. Romans chapter 12. Romans chapter 12 and verse 11. I'm going to read it in the NLT. It says, never be lazy. God, never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically. So we got to be passionate, have a zeal, you know, because Jake has a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge, but with these talents that could represent knowledge. The Lord gave us each a measurement of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures.
Beautifully said.
The more a brother knows, God. The more a brother knows, the more he should be teaching it.
Like, and this is why you have to watch out how you get on certain brothers. And our custom, we rebuke, right? We're gonna rebuke each other, right? But certain men are different. You know, you can't give a heavy load on a certain man. He doesn't have the same measure that you had. Oh, why ain't he going into this type of prophecy yet? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't he talking about this thing? Because that's not his lot. Some brothers, like the Lord blessed me with the gift of going and into the history. And going into the history, he blessed me with going into prophecy. He gave me a nice amount. You know, sometimes it can be overwhelming because my mind is all over the place. It makes it harder for me to you know, what's
break
that?
It out, bring it out.
Right, exactly. To bring it out, like it's so much, and I'm thinking about going on the streets and teaching. I'm thinking about doing sit downs, calling you, fellowshipping, you know, being brotherly. That's why it's too much. You know, you got to consider these things. We're in hell.
You got to space it out.
Brother doesn't have the, you looking down at a brother because he doesn't go into what you go into. How do you know he's not higher in the spirit than you? Just because he doesn't know what you're going to. The Lord said he gave you the Lord to take away. How do you know that who that man is back in the ancient world, in the reincarnation?
Exactly.
You don't know. You don't know. You know, guys always want to do too much. Even the apostles mentioned that. Guys always want to do too much, and they start getting proud and heady and high-minded. Like, you can't look down at brothers because this guy's not bringing out the information that I'm bringing out. So damn what? The Lord gave, and the Lord can take away. This thing can be snatched away from us quick. It's just the same way it was given to us, it can be snatched away from us quick. Right?
God, freely you have received, freely give. Time.
And you have to respect. Every man's lot, every man's gift, every man's ability. You have to respect that. Oh, I don't like this guy because he don't read like I do, or I just don't like him. You know, guys just they hate you for no fucking cause. You be like, what the fuck? They hate you for no cause. And the angels are, you know, everything is being recorded, and these guys are doing the same exact shit. You know, the same thing. They hate brothers for no fucking reason. All right, they guys with weird ass spirits. Some strange shit they be doing, and like it's out of order. It's completely out of order. And you hope brothers repent from that, but some brothers are just not going to get out of that mind state. You know, they believe that they're right in their own eyes. They think they can never be rebuked or corrected. I've been rebuked plenty of times. I've been around the apostles. I've been around brothers in the main camp. A lot of guys that watch my video probably don't even know that. I don't got to put it all out there. Big damn deal. We're here to serve Yahawashi and please Yahawashi. Okay, we're not here to please men. We're here to please Yahawashi, and that's it.
God. And since we were kind of mentioning about the, you know, each individual has their own lot. This is going to be Luke 12:48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. So the more you know, the more responsibilities you have. The less you know, sometimes you got to put yourself in that position. Although you might know more than some, just act like you just don't. I don't know shit.
Right.
I ain't see nothing. I don't know nothing. Y'all know it all. I
Right.
don't know nothing. Simple as that.
God.
You gotta look, man. This why this truth is so beautiful. Guys are trying to exceed the measure that the Lord gave them. You ask
Right.
for it, oh, you're gonna get it. You ask for it, you're gonna get it. If you can't handle it, just say you can't handle it. Please, Lord, the Lord even tells you he's not gonna put too much on you that you can't bear. But if you're asking for it, oh, you're gonna get it. You're gonna definitely get it.
God.
Guys are super teachers like Alazar from Sakari. He's a super high priest. Like this guy knows everything. One guy said, oh, here in Sakari, we're scholars. Well, did you look up the word what scholar means? Scholar means to be studied in a certain knowledge, in a certain field, in a certain field of study. Like we go into prophecy or we go into World War III. We're scholars in that. What is he talking about? These dudes are the more they talk, the worse they make. The worse they're making it for themselves.
God.
Now you gotta watch out what you say, man.
Right. Life and death in the power of the tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So jumping back to Matthew 25, this is verse 15. He gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip. So it also kind of proves Yahawashi knew who he was dealing with. Hey, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
Oh, I got one. I got one for you.
God.
Read that again and say what you just said.
God. Matthew 25 and 15, he gave 5 bags of silver to one, 2 bags of silver to another, and 1 bag of silver to the last, dividing it in proportion to their abilities. He then left on his trip. So Yahawashi knew his servants. And that proves right there too why he would give someone 5, why he would give another 2 and another 1.
This is John chapter 6 and verse 64. But there are some of you that believe not. For Yahawashi knew from the beginning who they were that believed not, and who should betray him. So if that servant is not doing his boss's, is not executing the commands of his boss, that's like betraying your master. That's betraying your boss. I'm giving you a job, and this is how you repay me. It's like in a mob. I gave you a job to do for me, and this is how you repay me. What happened to all my money? Did you lose all my goods? What did you do with all my money?
This proves Yahawashi is merciful too. Right. He's merciful. Yeah. He gave him a chance. He could have been like, nah, get out of here. But he gave him a chance. He gave him the 1 talent.
And that's mercy. That's like even mercy. That's mercy.
Exactly. Because that's what a lot of people, Jakes, will do too. Like, oh, just give me a chance. I'll work for free.
Exactly. Yeah, the boss is showing up his employees mercy, man. Employee means servant, or slave can mean servant or employee. We're employees to Esau.
Worker, gone. Yep. So continuing with verse 16, the servant who received the 5 bags of silver began to invest the money and earned 5 more. The servant with 2 bags of silver also went to work and earned 2 more.
So he did his job. He also did his job, right?
Right. They're multiplying. Yeah. The one that had 5, he got 5 more. The one that got 2, he got 2 more. So the one that had 1, all he had to do was go get 1 more, and he would look just as hard of a worker as his co-workers, in other words. But it says, but the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money.
See?
Basically called out. He's like, I'm out.
And that's exactly what they used to do in the ancient world. You'll wrap up the money in a napkin or some type of, and just dig it in the ground and hide it. Like treasure. Or hide it in the ground. Issachar did that. The Mayans did that. The Taínos did that. Okay, so-called Puerto Ricans did that. They'll put their money in the ground. They'll know exactly where they'll put their money or their treasure and come back years later. Or they'll tell descendants, like, this is where I put it at. And they find the treasure, right? But you can't do that. You can't, if you're called to we're laborers, the Lord said He's not going to forget your work and labor of love. But if you're called we're here to do a job, right? You can't just hide the money and just like, you know what I'm saying? You have to invest, because we're not only trying to make a profit, we're working for our big brother, and we're also working we're laboring for others. Okay, we're laboring for others. Let me grab that one. Because if you're you're laboring for it. Basically, you're laboring for those that seek learning, like the scriptures say. That's we did write that down, right? Yes, we did. The rock.
Hey,
SHALAWAM,
I broke that down by
BAHASHAM,
explaining that right.
BARAKATAH. We got a brother on the comment board.
I don't see the brother. Which brother is it? It doesn't appear here.
SOYWY Vegas.
Oh yeah. Okay, hey, SHALAWAM. That's the brother from Las Vegas.
God.
The brothers from Las Vegas. It's a lot of brothers. I believe they're in different states. I could be wrong. This Sirach chapter 24, verse 34. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only. Let's start from verse 32. I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever. So you're always going to have prophets. You got guys that talking about there's no such, that John the Baptist was the last, like something they said he was like the last apostle or something. There's a doctrine like that floating out there, which is wrong.
Right.
The Lord said, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and leave it to all ages forever. So we're always going to have leaders, okay? Even if we discontinue from our heritage, you always had prophets. You're always going to have leaders. You're going to have the elect to always be here. Okay, the Lord is not going to do away with His creation. He's not going to do away with the prophets. The Israelites will always be here. The heathens will always be here. Well, Esau is going to be exterminated after 1,000 years. But the heathens will be in the kingdom serving us. Behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. Now read that verse again in Matthew 25 with the guy that hid the money in the ground.
So jumping
this
back,
guy, you know what
25.
this guy was thinking? He was thinking about himself. He was being a greedy dude. He wasn't
serving
thinking about
himself.
He was serving his own belly. He wasn't there to labor for others. You got to think like that.
Right.
Anytime you do a lesson, it's not just for your own good, but it's for the good of others that are tuning in. Because we got so many new listeners, and you have to watch out with the information that we push out there. We want to make sure we're feeding the sheep with the correct information. Just don't make videos to be doing videos. If I wanted, I could do 50 videos a day, 100 videos, but I'm not going to do that. I want to make sure all my, and plus the type of job I have, you already know, I ain't got it, you know what I'm saying? But you have to always balance things out too. You have to always
pace it.
balance. You don't want to burn yourself out. Even a worker, man, the boss is not going to give you too much to do. Yahawashi is not going to, of course, you always continue to labor, yes. But I mean, like he's not going to put too much load on you. Even with Moses, there's a scripture in the Old Testament that says Moses couldn't handle all that by himself. So there had to be other guys there to look over. Just like you had the Aaron, the Zadokites, or Aaron in a priesthood, you had to have those priests, the lower priest, the higher priest. Everyone had their position to fulfill. And that's what this body is about. We all labor. You can't, we labor.
Balance, God.
We labor for each other. God.
This is jumping back to Matthew 25. This is verse 18. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money.
That's bad. The master is Yahawashi, but that's bad. That's real bad.
Did you have that precept that you had mentioned that you were going to grab? Or Salaki, I believe you read it and then you told me to grab that one.
I read it. Yeah, I read it already.
God. Matthew 25 and 19. After a long time, actually, I'm going to read verse 18 again, and I have a precept too. Matthew 25 and 18. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money. So I'm going to jump to this precept. 1 Timothy 4, verse 14. I'm going to grab it in the blue letter so I could read on down.
So 1 Timothy 4:14, it reads, neglect not, I'll read it in the NLT. Do not neglect the spiritual gift you received through the prophecy spoken over you when the elders of the church laid their hands on you. Give your complete attention to these matters. Throw yourself into your task so that everyone will see your progress. Keep a close watch on how you live and on your teaching. Stay true to what is right for the sake of your own salvation and the salvation of those who hear you. That's pretty straight to the point.
Read that verse again.
With Matthew or Timothy?
Yeah, the one in Matthew. The one in Matthew. Yeah, the one in Matthew.
This is going to be Matthew 25 and verse 18. But the servant who received the 1 bag of silver dug a hole in the ground and hid the master's money.
Now, what happens if you don't work? What happens if you don't work? If you ain't doing your job? Either the boss fires you,
replaced.
Or
you get replaced.
You get replaced. The Lord, we could easily be replaced. You get replaced.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this 2 Thessalonians 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. So you ain't gonna eat of this supper. You ain't gonna eat. Like, here it is. You got all the ability to speak. Here it is. You got an eloquent tongue. Here it is.
You got a smartphone.
Say that again.
You got a smartphone. You got the internet.
Exactly.
You got access to electricity.
You have a smartphone. You have the internet. But here it is.
Paycheck coming in.
But you don't want to work. Those who don't work don't eat. You're not going to get paid.
Right.
You're not going to get paid. That's not how a business runs. In order for everyone to eat, everyone has to do their part. In order for everyone to eat, a business ain't going to run just like this one guy working. You know, like say there's a 10-man camp, right? You got 4 guys are fervent in the spirit, fervent, steadfast, unmovable, right? Oh, that's another one we could bring out. Steadfast and unmovable, right?
Hey, you cut out.
You got 10 guys in the camp. Only 4 guys are fervent. 6 guys got hands in pockets, don't want to hold up no signs. They talking about, you know, they talking about whatever. They're not even paying attention to what brothers are talking about. And the brothers that are fervent gotta go, hey, yo, what the fuck you doing? Man, take your hands out your damn pocket. Read. Matter of fact, you come and read for me. You come and read for me. So,
yeah, it's like in the classroom growing up. If you weren't paying attention, they called you out. Like, hey, what's this answer? And then you got to give it.
This is why it's bad to have a 20-man camp if things aren't going right. It's good if you can handle it. You know, everybody's fervent. Yes, of course. But if you have a 20-man camp and only a few guys are fervent, something is wrong there. You got to tell them, you got to get out of here. I don't want that around me. You think I want the spirit to leap on me? Then I'll start becoming like them. Like, oh, hell no, you got to cut that cancer off. It don't work like that. I don't give a fuck how many men. You know, brothers been out there by themselves laboring. You know, brothers been out there by themselves laboring. I was happy as hell when I went to go see you out there in Texas. You know what I'm saying? It's like a joy when you can get with brothers and meet up with brothers. That's how you're supposed to feel. Not being around brothers and brothers have a... Man, go ahead, man. Go ahead, man.
Right.
Go ahead, man. Over there trying to shun you and like, get the hell out of here. Like, you know? But they'll look at you like a nigga. But the people in the world, they'll look like at them like brothers. They're completely backwards. Jake is completely backwards. The Lord gave us the ability to do so much with our talent. But guys are completely backwards. They'll have more respect for people in the world or 2/3 than they'll do to the brothers that they camp with and fellowship with. That's fucking wicked. And it's off. It's completely off. I've experienced it. I know. I've experienced it. To whom it may concern.
God. And what I kind of was referring to earlier is more so the father's business. Because I had mentioned that, you know, you're getting a check. Basically, you have money to invest into like a camera, a tripod, you know, stuff like that. But, you know, like the brother mentioned, it's like serving 2 masters. They value their daily, you know, bread over this spiritual bread. Because this stuff, man, it's about the end goal. It's about the marathon. Because even Jakes in the world, like Nipsey Hussle, knew that. You know, you got to pace yourself. It ain't a sprint. You ain't going to run, 100 yards and you're done. It's going to be, a journey.
Hey, yeah, it's sad. It's really sad. The way you put it was beautiful, man. It's really sad that guys are scared to come around each other. Like it's like so many things that go on. That's why I'm mentioning so many different things at one time. There's so many things going on that that doesn't please Yahawashi. For brothers to be in a disagreement and constant having a constant grudge. Guys talking about SHALAWAM and peace. Anybody can say SHALAWAM and peace. Yeah. But inwardly, they're thinking about hating and punching a brother, hurting a brother. You don't do that shit. They're thinking about, 𝐤𝐄𝐄𝐅𝐿𝐴 to this guy. What's the cause? Guys will make stuff up to throw a curse on you because they feel like they're right. Guys are completely wicked, man. They're completely off. We're love. Yahawashi said he laid down his life for the brotherhood. We ought to do the same for each other. We're not of this world, so act like it. Act like it. We're not of this world. Stop acting and treating each other like a bunch of niggas, man. Act like it, man. Niggas, excuse me, my bad. Men, excuse me, that was a slip up. Men have an evil eye. They have an evil eye to each other. They just don't know how to show brotherly love, man. And that's not the type of spirit we're supposed to be in. And that goes for me, that goes for all of us, That's not the type of spirit we're supposed to be in.
Yeah, to have that self-control is like almost like a sense of ruling over spirits, a man that doesn't rule over his own spirit.
How can he rule over the church of God?
Yeah.
If he can't rule over his own spirit, right?
Exactly.
Guys get mad too easy. They're not merciful.
Agitated.
They're not merciful. They just don't show you any type of mercy. I'm like, damn, man, you got to know how to read spirits also. You can't just, oh, this guy's a nigga. This guy's this guy's that. These things are not to be so.
Right. So jumping back, this is Matthew 25, verse 19. After a long time, their master returned from his trip and called them to give an account on how they had used his money.
The big boss is back. When Yahawashi returns, everybody better, he said he shall find faith on the earth. When he returns, he shall find faith on the earth. So you better be watching and being on your what's that saying? The P's and Q's, being on your P's and Q's. I believe that's what they say, being on your
Stay
watch.
on point.
Stay on exactly being on point. Exactly. Yeah.
It says in verse 20, the servant to whom he had entrusted the 5 bags of silver came forward. So he came forward. He wasn't afraid because he knew he was working. He came forward with 5 more and said, Master, you gave me 5 bags of silver to invest and have earned 5 more. The master was full of praise. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together.
Right.
The servant.
Now he flipped the guy that flipped the 5 talents. Now Yahawashi is going to bestow him and give him more.
Promoted.
Man, you did a well job, my favorite servant. You did a really good job. You did a good job. Damn, I can trust this guy. This guy right here can run my business. He could. Hey, man, I ain't got to worry about that guy trying to clock in or trying to steal time from, but, brothers have that in the world, what I'm saying? Let me 2 hours early, just put some more time, just like kind of like switch a little thing. You know what I mean? But not in this truth, though. In this truth, it's something.
Right. Now jump into verse 22. The servant who had received the 2 bags of silver came forward and said, Master, you gave me 2 bags of silver to invest, and I have earned 2 more. The master said, Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in handling this small amount, so now I will give you many more responsibilities. Let's celebrate together. Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate.
See, contrary to popular belief, Yahawashi is an austere and rough man. He don't play that. That's how you know the master is talking about Yahawashi in that chapter, because he's an austere man. He don't play that. He's not that white meat with that long hair and them blue eyes and just, hey, like Pastor Gabar one time, he's making fun of Cesare Borgia. He's like, Peter. Imagine our Lord speaking like that.
Right.
Peter.
Yeah.
Like, man, Yahawashi had that powerful, deep voice. All right, we're supposed to, if we, brothers I know in the street got that type of like, of course, not like Yahawashi, but they speak rough. You're supposed to be like that. You can't always let this slide. You can't let this slide. If dudes ain't acting right, get your ass out of here. As simple as that. You'll give them an opportunity to get right, but if they're not acting right, you got to get out of here. You got to get from around us. We don't want that type of stuff around. You know, Yahawashi was not no mama's boy. Abraham was not no mama's boy. Elijah was not no mama's boy. Right? None of the prophets.
And the way you described it, if people aren't getting right, you got to go. And that's what we're reading. It says, Then the servant with the 1 bag of silver came and said, Master, I knew you were a harsh man. And if you notice, that's Jake. That's how Jake acts. They start pointing out things about you on why they didn't do something. I hate that shit. They'd be like, oh, I didn't do it because you were doing this, or I thought you were going to do that, or, you know, they point fingers. That's what he's doing. Master,
excuses.
I knew.
Even at work, another Jake be like, they make excuses. Well, this guy told me to do this. And, you know, they start fighting back and forth like
they taught me to do
girls
this.
and shit. Oh, this guy's not doing his job. Well, and they go all into the office and the boss asks them, what's going on with you guys? Explain to me what's going on.
Pointing fingers.
Well, he said he did this to me. He did this to me. This guy acting like a bunch of little babies. Like, this ain't no, like, come on, man. We're men, man.
That's
Lord said,
play.
like a man. We're men. This ain't not a game. This is deadly serious. This is a job that we have to do, because we don't want for the Lord to spew us out of his mouth and say, you know what? You're back into the world. I don't need you no more. That's how Yahawashi is going to look at us. Like, I don't need you no more.
Right. Now it reads, Master, I knew you were a harsh man, harvesting crops you didn't plant and gathering crops you didn't cultivate. You know, and the other servants weren't doing none of that. They weren't pointing out all these things about the master. They just did the job.
Exactly. And that's why Yahawashi said, well done, thou faithful servant, meaning he was pleased with their work and their effort and their work ethic. So it wasn't just like a boss to credit you, like, man, good job. Like, damn, you did all of that in that amount of time. Good job.
Right. And it's like, like they're willing to give him more to deal with, like we read. Verse 25. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back. But the master replied, you wicked and lazy servant.
That's bad.
If you knew.
He said, here, just take the money back. I couldn't. Basically,
like, he didn't do the job.
You know what he did? He quit. That's basically what it's saying. That he
he walked off.
To put in.
It says, if you knew I harvest crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. Then
hold on now. This let me bring out this precept. This Proverbs chapter 27, verse 15 in the NOT. Lazy people. I started verse 13.
God.
The lazy person claims there is a line on the road. Oh, that's why I didn't want to go out there today. I seen a line.
It's raining today.
10 degrees below zero. You talking about you seen a lion and you seen exotic birds flying around like over there. You know, like they just make excuses. Look, I seen a lion.
Right.
There was also a panther, a leopard right there. I couldn't, you know. It says here there's a line on the road. Yes, I am sure there's a lion out there. I see. Look, it's right there. Some lazy guys in this thing, man. As a door swings back and forth on its hinges, so the lazy person turns over in the bed. They're moving from one side to another. They don't want to get out of bed. Lazy people take food in their hand. Okay, they have it in their hand, but don't even lift it up to their mouth. How you got food in your hand? So you ain't even feeding your own. That's lazy. For you to have food in your hand and not even feeding yourself with it. It's like me holding this cup of coffee like this. I bought the cup of coffee to drink it, but I'm just walking around with the cup of coffee, just to walk around with it. You know, you can't. Like,
useless.
That goes back to that precept we brought out earlier. Those that don't work, don't eat. You can't. You're not gonna eat.
I'll jump in. Let me see. Before we go back to it, this is going to be Galatians 6, verse 9 in the NLT. So let's not get tired of doing what is good. At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. So like we just went into, he gave up. He said, you gave me this amount, here it is. You know, you can have it back. He didn't want it. And that's part of being faithless. He had no faith that he could do it or that the Lord would give him the spirit to do it.
Yeah, you know it is the spirit of intimidation is on them.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Right.
timid. They're intimidated to come out the house, catch the bus or whatever they do, drive or walk to
or
a
even
camp
to talk
spot
to brothers
and even talk to brothers. They don't even want to do that.
Learn. Right. He wasn't around the brothers because obviously those brothers were multiplying. If he would have been fellowshipping, they would have, he would have came up too. But yeah, he wasn't. But it reads back to Matthew 25.
That was a
verse
banger.
28.
Galatians 6 and 9. And that speaks to all of us. It should speak to brothers on the common board. It speaks to you, speak to me, it speaks to every brother in his faith, in his walk. Just don't give up. Just don't give up.
Right. Focus on the finish line. Yeah.
Exactly. You keep teaching. You keep teaching and continue going, man. Don't let the affairs of this world choke the word. Don't let you start becoming unfruitful. Instead of producing good works, now you're producing corrupt fruit. You're producing corrupt men. And that's why you have to talk to brothers. That's why you have to have two is better than one. Two is better than one. You have to have.
Right.
Remember, I told you. I'll say it even now on the live stream. Now, notice what's the difference between other Israelite camps and Great Millstone?
There's a lot, but which one are you referring to?
A lot. Now, here's the thing, and I'm talking about offshoot. The Lord put a heavy spirit on brothers, offshoot camps, and as well as Great Millstone brothers, because we can have one guy out there teaching, and he's bold as a lion. He going out there teaching. I ain't scared of nothing.
Right.
Them other Israelite camps always got somebody with them. You notice?
Okay. They're groups. Yeah.
The Sakari, the Lines of
IUIC,
Israel,
ISUPK,
the IUIC, the ISUPK, the WFI, they all have guys with them. They're
speakers and microphones.
I never see them by themselves. I never seen them teach like that by themselves. Never. Like I never seen them. But God, that's how you know the Lord has got a heavy spirit on brothers here. Because I was out there by myself for like 2.5 years before a brother came in. Before I met other brothers, I was out there by myself. All right, you're out there by yourself.
God,
you're out there by yourself. You got so many brothers out there by themselves that are bold as hell. We don't need no microphone. You don't see brothers in microphones. Read on, and I could do that all day too. I could talk like them if I wanted to, but that's not my position. That's not my lot.
Right.
I got my own spirit. I carry myself and the way I carry myself.
Right. I wanted to grab this word courage in the etymology. One of the things written on here, it says, meaning valor, quality of mind, which enables one to meet danger and trouble without fear. And we just read the slothful man was pointing out that there's a lion out there. He was pointing out things that he was worried about that necessarily didn't affect him. Because even King David took on Goliath knowing he killed lions.
That's
knowing Daniel was in the lion's den, because they had faith. What was that? Who else was that?
That's a beautiful point that even if you're by yourself, you have to be a warrior, man. We're Gabaryam. We're Gabaryam for the Lord. Gabaryam means warriors. That's plural. The yum makes it plural at the end of that word, Gabar. We're Gabaryam. We're warriors. Okay? You're a warrior. I'm a warrior. Brothers are warriors. Look at yourself like a warrior. If you can fight off spiritual attacks, you're a warrior. And not only fight spiritual attacks off, if you can fight them off, not only doing that, but going out there on the streets and being a man. Like these people ain't men. These people that that claim that they like these Muslims that walk around passing out bean pies. That's not a man. That's not a man, right? They're not doing nothing profitable. Okay, but passing out bean pies and talking about Muhammad, which they don't even know who the hell Muhammad is. We could go into the history who Muhammad and Muslims are. You know who they are biblically more than they can themselves. That's bad on their part. That's bad. If you don't even know that, we know. But not to be bragging and boasting.
No, yeah, I get it.
But you got to be, not to go on a long rant, but you got to be a warrior, man. You got to be a soldier in this thing, man.
Courageous. God.
You know, you got to be a soldier, man. You know, you got to be a soldier. God. All of you brothers should be soldiers, man. Stop. Oh, I didn't go on the streets today because I had a little back injury. Oh, my leg or my foot was hurting. You know how many times I hurt my back?
Right.
At the job. One day I was out there holding heavy ass signs, limping. I got sciatica nerve damage in my leg. On my left side, I got sciatica nerve damage that I feel a tingling. I've been feeling a tingling in my leg for over 5 months now. Okay. That's not easy to have. That shit was fun because I had a back injury and it traveled all the way to, but it's getting a little better now. Lord willing, I heal up 100%.
Rawchaa.
Again, eye injuries, and doing the type of job I do, that shit ain't easy, man. And brothers even have jobs like that also. That shit ain't easy, man. That shit ain't easy. It's a dangerous job, and you got to be careful. You got to watch out with everything you do, you know, but
that's the condition of the battle.
That's right. Beautiful. It is the condition of the battle. Whatever the Lord puts you through, you got to go through it.
And what do you need to be to fight? A warrior. So going back to that, but a little bit more on this word courage. It says zeal or strength. Of course, very spiritual right there. Words for heart also commonly are metaphors for inner strength. So it's your inner strength that comes from, the Lord putting it in you. It ain't going to come from you going to the store. Let me buy a little bit of courageous. Let me buy a little faith right there. Let me buy some confidence. No, you got to pray for that and work towards that. Surround yourself with brothers that are, in that mindset. Because if you hang around Jake, you're going to, get worse. You hang around the 2/3 Israelite, man, you're going to fall out worse. And like we read earlier, to who the one that didn't know was few stripes given. But to the ones that know, hey, you got much required of you.
That's right. This Joshua chapter 1 and verse 5. I'll start at verse 5. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As you can see now, when we go out there on the street, our enemies cannot resist or even gainsay or even speak against or really confound us. Because the Lord gave us the mouth that our enemies cannot resist against. He gave us words that burn them up. Like these words cut and they're hurt. As I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Because the Lord is always with you. Even if you don't think the Lord is with you, sometimes you feel like that spirit leaving you. That's the Lord testing you to see if you're going to give up. And you can't, come on. The Lord is saying, I got you. He's telling you, I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. That's what he's telling us, man. Be courageous, right? Be strong and of a good courage. For unto this people shalt thou divide an inheritance, the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous. So the Lord is telling Joshua to be courageous, to be strong. And anything he does, he got us. He's gonna fight our enemies for us. It tells you that. What's that? I believe that's Deuteronomy 20. The Lord is gonna fight our enemies for us. He got us. Don't worry about what these people could do to you. He got us. He got us. He got us. Don't let fear interfere with your life. Don't let fear try to. It's all in your mind, and you start getting all scared. Oh, what am I gonna do today? Or this and that. You start getting all nervous and shaky, and you're letting that hinder your spirit. Don't let that hinder you. For unto this people shall thou divide for inheritance. Verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayst observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayst prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, Aren't we doing that now? In his word that we meditate day and night. So this is where we're supposed to stick our head in. We're supposed to look at these words, whether in book form, whether in your tab or on your tablet, or whether you have notes
brothers. Right, here brothers
in your mind. Because I can walk and think of precept. I can walk and think about a history lesson. It's already in your mind. I know in my mind it's wrong to go commit adultery, so that law is already in my mind. Okay, well, of course we're still off because we're still in the flesh because we're in these weak bodies. But I should already know that touching another man's or taking another man's possession is completely off, and it's wicked, and it's out of order. It's off, and it's wrong.
God. Now, since you mentioned it, this will back up what we just read with the servant that was unfaithful. This is Proverbs 4:23. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So he was already mentally preparing to tell Yahawashi, or the master in this context, who is the master. Basically, I didn't perform because I didn't want to. Here's your money.
No, say
so
go ahead. You got it.
No,
I was looking something up.
So yeah, once again, Proverbs 4:23, keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. So you got to be a discerner, have that spirit of discerning, what to do and what not to do. So backing it up, jumping back to Matthew 25 and verse 25.
Before you read that word, diligence in Proverbs 4:23, it says to observe, but to be concrete. When something you ever seen a basalt stone? It's called the basalt stone. You ever heard of the 𝐉𝐄𝐅, the Moabite stone? It got the Paleo Hebrew inscriptions. It was found like about 800 and it dates back to like 830 BC, 850 BC. Well, the 𝐉𝐄𝐅 was a king of Moab, and he was like mocking us, right? He was mocking us, and he wrote in the Paleo Hebrew. The Moabite wrote in the Paleo Hebrew, it's called the 𝐉𝐄𝐅. But the point is that it's called a basalt stone. It's a stone that even if you hit it with a sledgehammer, you're gonna have a hard time trying to break that. That's the type of stone that the Zidonians. I don't think they brought it here. It was already here in Central America, in the land of Zebulon, like Guatemala, around that area, Panama. The Zebulonites. When Hiram sent his men and the Africans over here, the Hamites or the Phoenicians, they carved like the Olmec. The Olmec faces
right.
in South America. They're still there till this day, and they're also in certain museums. Those stones are what's called basalt stones. Those stones are not hard to break. They're not. So you have to be like that also. You got to go out there and be like, I'm
firm,
solid as a rock. Didn't Yahawashi say he would build his church on a rock?
God.
You have to. The foundation is Yahawashi. The foundation starts with, of course, the Heavenly Father, Yahawashi, but you have to be built on that foundation. Once you're built on that foundation, there's nothing that can make you fall off if that's not the Lord's will. There's nothing that can make you to fall off. You're going to be built on that stone. Nothing. Since I mentioned that, could you grab 1 Corinthians 15 and 58, Babakasha? There's nothing that's going to make you move. You're going to be standing firm. Hold it. Be steadfast, confident.
I read recently 2 Maccabees chapter 7 with the 7 sons and the mother. The king had commanded them to eat pig's flesh or swine's flesh, and they didn't. He took them out, but they had faith.
Exactly, they were standing firm. There's like, you know what? They was like, fuck Antiochus. I'm not eating no pork. That ain't in my custom. That's not in my law. If that's not in the law, I'm gonna keep that law. I'm not eating no damn swine. I'm not gonna do that. So it's like, you don't have to take us out. That's faith. See the spirit that those 7 sons had back in the ancient world? How many men nowadays can say they got that type of faith? We about it, right? We already vowed to the Lord. We're about it. Like Masterpiece, and we about it. You vow to the Lord. It says when you vow something to the Lord, you got to perform your vows. The best off, don't even say nothing. If you can't perform it, your vow, then don't say nothing. It's best off just to keep your mouth shut. Now, when you vow something to the Lord, you have to perform. So how many guys can say they say they're ready to die, but are you really sure you're ready to die?
Right.
For the truth. Are
Exactly.
you really sure you're ready to die for the truth? That's why you gotta watch out what you say, man. Just beg that the Lord don't put too much on you, and He can still deliver you.
Right. Give you the
You
strength.
gotta watch the tongue boast. You gotta watch out what you say. You know?
Right. Bridle the tongue, guide it.
Yeah, it bridle the
now-
tongue. Exactly. Even King David said, "Lord, keep a watch over my mouth. Keep a gate over my mouth. A gate, like keep it shut. That's what a gate does. It shuts things. Like keep it shut." I'm like, that's how you got to think too. Like,
Exactly. That's keeping diligence, like we went into. You said 1 Corinthians chapter 4?
15 and 58. It's the last verse.
Lucky.
In 1 Corinthians 15.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 58. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord.
Right. But steadfast means to be firm, right? Like I mentioned, gave you an example of the basalt stone. I hope I'm pronouncing that word out right. Basalt. Let me look that up. I believe it's called the basalt stone. I'm sure I'm right on it, but I'll look it up anyway. If I'm wrong, I'll stand corrected. But basalt. Yep, basalt rock or stone. A dark, fine-grained volcanic rock that sometimes plays the structure. It is typically composed largely of basalt stone. Basalt stone. So steadfast means to be firm. That's what it means.
God. This is Matthew 25, verse 25. I was afraid I would lose your money, so I hid it in the earth. Look, here is your money back. But the master replied, you wicked and lazy servant. If you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate,
we already went into those precepts. We already went into those precepts. Okay, being lazy, all right? You have to be about your father's business. You can't be slothful in business. A sloth, like one of the slowest moving men. They're like this. They take about an hour just to reach 1 inch. Literally, maybe not, but you know, they're so slow. It's like,
right.
I'm like, oh my God. Even like in wherever they're at, like in South America or wherever they're located, whatever their geographical, whatever location is, right? They, like, say for them, there's a roadway, right? For example, there's a roadway, and people might see the sloth cross the road, and they get out their cars to help it, or they'll just laugh, just sit in the car, or just pull out their camera, their video camera, and be like, just laugh at it moves so slow. Like this.
Right.
I'm like, oh my God. Like, hurry up, cross the street. That's how slow they are. But you can't be like that. Dude, you got to be boom, 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 boom.
God. No, you had froze up for a second, but you can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. This is Matthew 25, back to verse 26. But the master replied, you wicked and lazy servant, if you knew I harvested crops I didn't plant and gathered crops I didn't cultivate, why didn't you deposit my money in the bank? At least I could have gotten some interest on it. Then he ordered.
Right, because that's what you do, right? You put your money in a bank and it grows, right?
Right. Gone. Then take the money from the servant and give it to the one with the 10 bags of silver. To those who use well what they are given, even more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who do nothing, even what little they have will be taken away.
Basically, meaning they're going to be void of the understanding, and they're not going to have that you know, they're not going to possess that's, you know, the truth. They're not going to have it. The Lord's going to take it away.
Put that light out.
Yeah, exactly.
Verse 30. Now throw this useless servant into outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth.
Right, and that's them ICBM, right?
God.
He's not only going to be void of the understanding, he's not only going to be void of understanding, he's going to be waiting his the judgment, the pending judgment. He's going to be waiting for basically that slothful servant is going to be on death row. He's waiting for his execution. That's basically what he's doing. He's waiting for his execution for the time that the Lord is saying, you know what? Let's go kill that nigga. Oh, you ain't taking the job seriously? Because at work, you got to take your job seriously.
Right.
Yo, you ain't take it seriously? You think Yahawashi ain't take the job seriously? You think he was just walking around just in vain for 3.5 years of ministry, or how long it took for him, to fulfill, the sacrifice of, of that part of the law, you think he just took it like just casually, just going about it in the wrong way, like, hey, I gotta go to a video today. I'm just gonna read just because I like Christians do. Well, let's read Psalm 23, one of their favorites. Psalm 23. What's another one? Isaiah 54 and 17. No weapon is formed against me shall prosper. Another one, John 3:16. Can't be like that, man. Brothers to have that we're a workforce. We should have that ready mind to go out there and bring it to these devils. That's how you gotta be. Bring it to these devils. No.
Okay. Yeah, spare not.
Guys are like, God, a brother shouldn't be telling you to when you're out there on the street, a brother shouldn't tell you to lift up your voice. Read. A brother shouldn't be always. Sometimes you might tell a brother to lift up his voice, but not always. Like, damn, brothers should already have that. Be passionate, man. Burn with that zeal, that passion. No.
Let me see if I can find this precept. So, I can't find it.
How does it go, Wak?
About sparing your sword. Basically, don't spare it. Like when it
comes
to
hold not back.
This truth out.
Curse to you, hold it back his sword.
Oh, there you go. God.
It's in Ezekiel or Jeremiah, or maybe Isaiah.
God, this is let me see. Yeah, this is
Jeremiah 48 and 10.
God, Jeremiah 48 and 10. And this is the, let me see. This is the NLT. Cursed are those who refuse to do the Lord's work, who hold back their swords from shedding blood.
Yep.
And that's because this word, man, it cuts these people up.
Like, here's an example. I don't want to go curse out Edomites. I love Edomites now. I was cursing them out for like 10 years now, but I just love Edomites now. They're my favorite people. You don't want to do this thing no more. That's how basically what it is, You start getting all like sluggish.
Backpedaling.
Loving 2/3. Like, I love 2/3.
Right.
They got like that spirit of like Jake in the 60s and 70s and 80s. I know I always love my mama because she's my favorite girl. God, that's a song. I forgot the name of that song. I believe that group is from Philadelphia. Like that dear mama spirit, like Tupac had. Dear mama. Yeah. You start loving your family 2/3 more than the Most High, more than Yahawashi.
Yeah, you begin serving them, gathering for their events, asking them, focusing on them.
Oh, man.
That folly season.
Yeah, we gotta be sharp, man. We gotta stay sharp in this thing. We gotta stay sharp, man. There's no time to hold back our sword, man. No time to hold back this word, man. The Lord gave us these talents. Let's go out there and use them correctly. You know, the Lord gave us this ability. Just go out there and teach. You know,
Exactly.
not to hold back
our
tongue. Even Paul said, I have not the shunned to declare the whole counsel of the Most High. Meaning he didn't hold not one word back. He told you like it was. Yahawashi told you like it was. You know, we got to tell these people like it is. Of course, at work, sometimes you have to, you know, I'm talking about the worldly type of jobs. Sometimes you got to be play stupid. They're not like,
yeah, exactly.
You don't want to give your pearls to, pearls to swine.
Yeah.
Because these people are swine. They might be cool at work with you, but they're still swine. You know, you just want to keep it to a limit, a minimum, like a limit. You know.
I got this one too. I'm gonna grab Jeremiah.
Whichever one you want. Now you got it. Let them come out. You got it.
Right. It's the same one, but it's in a different version.
Right.
It's in the NIRV. It says
whichever version. That's called comparative translation or comparative text translation. You got it. What you're doing is good. Brothers do that.
It reads, may anyone who is lazy when they do the Lord's work be under my curse. May anyone who keeps their sword from killing be under my curse.
See?
And that's not curse words. That's wishing evil.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful because with the sword, like in the ancient world, when the Most High told us to go take down like when he told Saul, for example, you read what's that, 1st, 2nd Samuel?
The Amalekites.
Or books, right? 1st, the 2nd. He told him, go take out Agag. Matter of fact, just don't take out Agag. Take all them Edomites out. Take every Edomite out. You know what he did? He spared Agag, which led Agag to produce more Edomite seeds. That's how you got Haman, the Agagite. That's how you have Alexander the Great of Macedon, Philip II, Antiochus III, Antiochus IV, Antiochus II. You know, that's why you had the Greek Empire. And I always mention this. Remember I told you, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but remember I told you, even what if Saul did kill and take out Agag and all those Edomites around there at the time? Does that mean there wasn't no other Edomite families? See, these Christians don't think. Vocab don't think. And Genesis 36 says that Esau will be the progenitor of other Edomite families. It wasn't just the Amalekites, because Agag was an Amalekite. There was other Amalekites. I mean, there was other Edomites.
Right.
You know, so Saul, he held back his sword. That's what he did. He started feeling bad, like, damn, I can't do this. Like, he was rebellious. That dude was completely rebellious. But the Lord still gave him, had King David still show him mercy. Those times that King David could have took him out, and he didn't. He showed him mercy.
Right.
But Saul's mind, he said, I'm going to kill this guy. That's all he had in his mind. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to even go to a witch. We're going to try to get this guy out of here. We're going to try to make him fall off. And they couldn't do it because the Lord was with David.
God. I'm going to double check what I have.
I believe you said you had another one.
I'm just double checking just in case we missed one.
We have 1 Corinthians 7:7, Matthew 9:37-38. Proverbs 22:13. 1 Corinthians 3:9. We don't got to bring those out. We
right.
We already
touched
got
on the majority. God.
Matthew 20, it talks about the penny. Lord willing, we could do that one day. Also, Lord willing. What verse you on now?
Let me see. Because we kind of mentioned some of them without grabbing them, so it's kind of like already been touched on. Let me see. Did we grab Sirach 7 and 15?
Oh no, you finished. Hold on. That's it, So verse 30, that's all we wanted to grab, right?
Yeah, that was it.
That was it, because I titled the video that 14, verse 14 through 30. I believe I did. All right, so Lord willing, you brothers found this edifying. I think me and a brother, we covered everything we had to cover. And yeah, and the point of this video was to do your job, do your job, and that's what we're called to do. You know, do your job. You can't, don't let the boss down. Do your job. You know, that's why Yahawashi gave us those talents, right? For us to go out there and do our jobs. But with that, we want to give all praises to Yahawah. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahawah. BAHASHAM, Yahawashi, BAHASHAM,
Rawchaa, Qadash.
right? And Shalawam. Shalawam.
Shalawam.